What is going on, Utensils? It is I am Spoon, and welcome to an episode of What a Spaz. Crazy, I know, right? I haven't done one of these in forever. But anyway, as you guys saw the other day, I put up a video from Modern Warfare 2, and this was one of those videos from that little session I did there. This was actually before the gentleman with the silliness came along. But yeah, I felt like trying it out and seeing where we were at Modern Warfare 2, see if things were better. And things are not any better. Got all kinds of people using modded FALs and M21s and pistols and such. And then you got plenty of people using boosting techniques as well, which is always nice. And I don't know how I didn't see this guy here. I have no clue where he was. But I did end up killing his buddy here. But yeah, so what I want to talk to you guys about today is something that you may or may not appreciate. Maybe you will, hopefully you will, maybe you'll think about it. But it's, as the title says, free will. And this came to my attention maybe last weekend when I went to the LogiCon, which was in Fayetteville, Arkansas. Really fun, and that was the first year of LogiCon we had, so hopefully we'll be doing more LogiCons down the road. So if you guys are interested, keep track. I'll put a link for the logicon.org down below, so if you guys want to come next year to the convention, maybe you can. I'll probably be there, most likely, definitely, depending on where it is. But it's a really interesting thing, especially if you're a secular or a free thinker type person, student. It's mainly for a lot of students, college and or otherwise. But it was really cool. We had some cool speakers there, some cool people. One of the cool people that I met was Mr. Aaron Raw. He's a great speaker. Anyway, we're not going to go into that. What I wanted to talk about today was free will, and so we'll get into that. So yeah, when you think about free will, you say, okay, I have a choice between the red pill and the blue pill, so to speak. This is kind of a scenario I've worked together, right? You think about Matrix, red pill, blue pill, people knife lunging me, and my shot's not counting. Anyway, long story short, Modern Warfare 2 did not change, so we're not gonna worry about that. This is just gonna be playing in the background. You can laugh at the boosters that I kicked the fuck out of here in a bit. So yeah, you have the choice between the red pill or the blue pill. You choose the red pill, or he chooses the blue pill. Or she chooses, you get the idea. So you make a choice on that red or blue pill. What if I told you that that choice was not exactly your choice? That was something that was your subconscious choosing for you, and your mind was tricking you into believing that it was a choice you in fact made. So that's kind of what we're starting off with here. I've been reading a little bit into it since my friend out of the SSA group, Secular Student Alliance, he brought this up to me. I said, no, we have free will. We do. And so I'm going to give you a little bit of an argument for both and let you kind of think and look into it yourself. So I'll put some links down below in the description. You kind of read articles. I don't think you need articles on free will. You all understand what that is. But anti-free will, or people that think free will is not exactly what we have, I will let you look into that too. So, you choose the blue pill. Someone says, no, that's not you choosing the blue pill. That is your subconscious choosing the blue pill for you, and then your brain tricking you into thinking you've chosen the blue pill by a choice of electric currents to your brain, etc. And so they have actually done researches and different scenarios, scientific little tests, and what he described to me, his name's Charles, what he told me was that they had plugged someone into a computer, and this is the gist of it. I'm paraphrasing, and I'm not exactly sure if this is exactly right. So, Charles, if you're listening to this somehow, maybe see me link this on Facebook or something, feel free to correct me. And I've read into this a little bit, but basically, they plugged a guy into a computer, and they told him to flex or do something. And basically, before he was able to flex, I think it was 500 something milliseconds, I think. Basically, they had a brain activity before he actually flexed or something like this. I'm not exactly sure. Once again, this is a huge thing that I didn't really feel like looking into too much, but I got the gist of it. That basically, before he actually did the activity, there was activity. And of course, we all know that your brain sends out electric signals to your body, tells you to move. So possibly it could be something like that. And there's all kinds of arguments in here saying the experiment could be flawed, it could be correct, could be not. Makes sense. But now I'm going to go to the second study where I'll read this little quote to you from the passage. It says, although we appear to have free will, in fact our choices have already been predetermined for us, and we cannot change that. Basically what it says is that they read this passage to a group of students in this study, and then they had them go through and take a test. And the people that they told this this passage about, you have no free will, they were more likely to go through and cheat on this little test, and as opposed to the people that were not told anything about free will, right? And so it's kind of interesting. I don't think any of these are legitimate, like, you know, we're right, you're wrong. These are not general theories. These are just like little brain teasers, get you thinking, get you kind of curious and interested and kind of investigating and coming to your own decision. So there's that. These different tests have shown that we may not have free will, and you can either choose to believe it or not believe it. It doesn't matter at this point, really. I think there are tests that can be done that really don't matter to anything specifically. I think there's things in life that we can't explain and we're not meant to. However, those are things you can still think about. I do think at the same time, things that maybe we're not meant to understand doesn't necessarily make them so, like religion, and we won't go into that either, but but just because we're not meant to know about an afterlife does not mean there is one. I think these are all different mechanisms that humans have invented to make people feel either more calm or submit. So we won't go into that. However, I take the scenario of marriage. This is just one scenario. So everyone says there's the one for you. See, I think I found the one. I don't believe in the one for you. I don't believe there's such thing as a person. Double kill, one shot, awesome. I don't think there's a certain person that is meant for you, because I think, okay, this is the one. Technically, you could have a divorce or you could not end up together, and then the next person would be the one, and then so on and so forth. So you could go through a million of the ones until you find the one, right? So how does that make them the one? That makes them the millionth. So there's no such thing as the one person, because if you end up with them, then yay, that's a person you're married to and you end up with for the rest of your life. But that doesn't make them the one, because tomorrow you could lose that relationship and have to go find another quote-unquote the one, right? And so, if you think of it that way, there's no such thing as the one, meaning that the future is not predetermined. It's written as you go along. And that was the scenario he gave to me. He said, suppose we went through and I rewinded the video of your life and we played it back. Your decisions would be exactly the same because it's a recorded video, right? Okay, I believe that. That makes sense. Obviously, we're on this plane of time, and you can either go with it or go against it, and you can move forward. However, once again, we don't understand these things. We can't explain them. I can't tell you the mysteries of time and space and dimensions and stuff like that. I can't explain that. So I'm not going to try and spend my life trying to understand that, because I'm not scientific. I can't go through and find any kind of mathematical or scientific way to figure these things out. So the way I look at it is that I said, okay, it's not like that. Our life is not a predetermined VCR tape, or not VCR, a VHS tape that we play on a VCR. You can't rewind it and fast forward it. Our life is something that is being written as we go. So at any time I can rewind it and play it back, and it'll be exactly the same. Yes, but you cannot fast forward. All you can do is play it. All you can do is play out that life you have. There's no other way that we can explain that right now, right? There's no other explanation I can give. I can't tell you for sure, no, it's not like that, it's different. There's no way I could ever tell you that. So that's what I choose to believe. That's what I think is how, that's how I think that your life works. We are writing our present tense as we go along. I don't think there's such thing as a future. Yes, you can say future and stuff's going to happen in the future, but there's no way we can tell the future. There's nothing telekinetic or psych, whatever the psych word is that I can't think of at the time. We cannot tell the future exactly because that is all fluctuating. The future is fluctuating. And there's no way we can tell what's going to happen legitimately. We can make predictions and we can adjust the future based off of our actions, which I believe are actions of free will. However, these scientific experiments make sense. They need to get you thinking. So, what do you believe? Do you believe free will? Do you believe we don't have free will? Do you believe our subconscious is tricking our brains into thinking we have free will? Research. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll spoon you later.